Hey, I'd like to welcome you to another episode of the Mission Matters Money Podcast, your source for all things money. My name is Adam Torres. You can follow me on Instagram at AskAdamTorres. Keep up with my book releases, book tour schedule, signings, all that other good stuff. Always love to connect with you there. And as always, if you'd like to apply to become a co-author of one of my upcoming books, just head on over to the website, missionmatters.com, and click on Become an Author to apply. All right, today I have Jason Galardi on the line. He's head coach and president over at Think Like an Executive. Jason, welcome to the show.
Hey, thanks for having me. Greatly appreciate it.
So excited to get today's topic. So we're going to talk about helping real estate agents grow their businesses. And to do that, let's just start off with getting a little bit further into what you're doing over at Think Like an Executive. Tell us a little bit more about your company, please.
Yeah, so it's basically a real estate coaching platform, and I've really broken things down to a very simplistic kind of attitude, and that's small and achievable goals. I really work on agents' foundation and help them strengthen and rebuild what they've learned, basically. So kind of retooling their tools.
So let's go further into that. And that's just a great segue into our overall topic of how to help real estate agents grow their businesses. So what do you find are kind of some of those normal, and again, this is going to change from agent to agent, size of business, experience level, all those things. But I know, like, working with as many people as you have and as long as you've been in that business, certain themes tend to arise. What do you find are those, like, common mistakes that you see agents making over and over again that are maybe just holding them back?
Yeah, so I think that, in my opinion, there's definitely two different types of realtors out there. There's people that are being realtor and playing realtor. And it's easy and sexy to say, hey, I'm in real estate, but are you being realtor or are you playing realtor? So I think that I find that most of the mistakes are really, and again, going back to someone's foundation, are you doing the small and achievable goals on a daily basis to be and build success? And I'll give you just a very quick example here. If someone told me that I had to make 50 phone calls a day, I know that I'd probably never do it. And I would burn out maybe after the second day if I tried it. But if I broke it down and said, make one phone call a day, literally pick up the phone and make one phone call a day. With 22 days in a month, business days, you've now made 264 phone calls this year. So small and achievable goals with a 5% return rate, which is what phone calls will get you, way more than any kind of direct mail and stuff. I've now given you 13 clients this year. That's basically a deal every single month that I've given you by making one phone call a day. And that's what Think Like an Executive is about. We break it down to small and achievable goals so that by the end of the year, month by month by month, you've hit that massive goal that you wanted to hit.
So what do you find, and I love that. I love that it's very measured. Number one, I love that you're setting goals. I mean, normally you're going to get some type of result or some type of achievement out of anything if you do it like that, which is a good thing, not to overlook it. But
Sure.
To go a little bit further, what makes your coaching practice a little bit different from maybe some of the other real estate coaching practices out there?
Yeah, I've been in the industry for 20 years. I've been a mentor, a manager. I've managed some of the top brokerage firms in Los Angeles, been a regional managing director, and I'm still a real estate agent 2 decades, in Los Angeles. So I have my thumb on the pulse. And it's not like I just said, hey, I'm going to start a coaching company one day, and I've never sold a piece of real estate. Still a very active agent out there. I still close transactions, and I know exactly what you guys are going through in the good times and in the bad. So I can identify with you, and I can speak to your level.
Man, that's exciting. And tell us a little bit more about the program itself. Like, how long is it? Is it a year-long program? Is it month to month? Like, give us a little bit more of the nuts and bolts, because I know there's some real estate agents right now that are listening into this, and they're like, all right, Jason just might be my guy. I need to get in touch with him and his team. So tell us a little bit more about the program.
Yeah, absolutely. So, when I was really heavy into real estate and closing $10+ million a year in Los Angeles, I started looking at the people, and I was top 50 in sales for a $1.2 billion office. Just that office did $1.2 billion, and I was, I think, number 34 or 35. I looked at the guys that were at the top 10, and 8 out of 10 of them were all in coaching. That was the thing that I needed to be. So I basically started building my platform from there. And, I also think that coaching can get very, very expensive. And I think that with the programs that I put out there, I'll just give you an example. Yesterday, every single Monday at 2 p.m., I do scripts, objections, and rebuttals, and that's an hour-long class. We can, hold 50 people in the room. It's a virtual training. It's $25. You can't beat, coaching for that. It's $25. So not only that, but
you're giving it away, Jason. You're giving it away. Number one, that's pretty. And I don't. No offense, but I can't give it away for $25. But then again, I don't sell real estate too, so I don't have that other stream.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's. I understand it's a very inexpensive approach to it, and you can't just get better by doing scripts, objections, or rebuttals. To me, that's the foundation of our business. Inevitably, you're going to be at a dinner party or something like that, and somebody's going to ask you, what do you do? And 10 times out of 10, after you say, I do real estate, the next question will be, how's the market? And you would be so amazed at how many agents out there cannot effectively say how the market is with a positive answer and a good script behind it. And it's, I'm not robotic like that, but it's got to flow. It's got to be natural. And so that's just one of the programs that we have. The other things that I have is I love teaching teams, and whether it's a party of 2 or a team of 10, I really like taking that team leader, the business manager, as I call them, and really having them think like an executive. And that's where the name kind of came from. And I want them to run their business like a business. You'd be amazed at how many agents out there don't have their real estate. They have their checks going to their personal name versus their S Corp. You need to be a corporation. You need to pay yourself. It's mind-boggling to me that people are not running their business like a business, and we also train them on that too. So I've got programs that start from $25 a week all the way up to $3,500 for teams of 10.
Man, that's awesome. So, Jason, if somebody's listening to this and they want more information or they want to connect with the brand, think like an executive, what's the best way for them to reach out and to learn more and to connect with you and your team?
Yeah, you can obviously go to thinklikeanexecutive.com, and we've got, all of our services there. We've got our About Us. It's a beautiful web page that, I've spent a lot of time really detailing and kind of telling you about really who I am as an individual, a coach, a mentor, manager, and really as an agent also. And I understand exactly where you guys are coming from. And, of course, Facebook, that's probably the number one platform where people get information. They see all of our events that are coming up. And, every single month we've got event after event doing guest speaking gigs like this, or we're doing trainings, whether it's group coaching, virtual phone calls, scripts, objection, rebuttals, you name it. But Think Like an Executive is everywhere, even on Instagram.
And I know by the time this is released, this event would have passed, and so the listeners, you don't have to go check this out, but I do want to give them a sense of the flavor of the events that you're putting together, because these aren't just regular, hey, we all just jump on a Zoom call and it's fun and friendly. You're bringing some heavy hitters on there. I'm telling just to tease and to make them have remorse that they didn't know about your event earlier before this was released. Talk about one of the events maybe you have coming up.
Yeah, man, I totally appreciate you bringing that up, because tomorrow is literally called the Heavy Hitters Show. And, again, 2 decades in the real estate industry, I have made some phenomenal connections. And I'll just tell you, I have 3 guest speakers. One of them is a famed builder developer, Asher Ross, does these incredible farmhouses. And in that call, we're actually going to talk about, how to work with developers and builders. These calls aren't always just about me standing up on my podium, look how great I am. This is about teaching you and giving you some value in these meetings. And I know that we're so inundated with Zoom calls every single day now, and everybody's got something. But when you hear this lineup of heavy hitters, you're going to tune in or at least watch the rebroadcast. But the next one I have is Ro Habibi, famed from $1 Million Listing in San Francisco. Very, very good dear friend of mine. Known him for about 6 years. He's going to be on there, and he has really taken this Think Like an Executive to the next level for his business in real estate. Incredible guy. And then the last but not least, talk about a heavy hitter, $1 billion in sales, over $1 billion in sales, and over 2,000 homes closed. Ron Wynn out of Los Angeles. 2,000 homes.
No joke. That's no joke.
Yeah, that's why it's called heavy hitters. These guys are going to bring so much value to everybody, but every single month I'm really trying to mix it up, chop it up, and give the agents what they're going to, need to really build their business. Right now, it's it's just a really exciting time, man. So I'm super pumped up, especially for tomorrow.
Man, that is exciting. And to my listeners, sorry this won't be live in time for you to find out about this and watch, but keep plugging in with Jason. He's not new to this game. He's not stopping, number two, and Think Like an Executive plug into the overall network, and also obviously these calls and this coaching program that right now he's pretty much giving away. So this isn't always going to be that way. I happen to know because I know how this stuff works. But that being said, Jason, great having you on the show one more time. How can people learn more? What's the website? All that other good stuff. One more time.
Absolutely. ThinkLikeAnExecutive.com is the webpage. And then really, if you want to see all of the events that we have going on, it's very detailed, very organized on our Facebook channel, Think Like an Executive. Just search that, Jason Galardi. I'll pop up everywhere.
Awesome. Well, thanks again, Jason, for coming on the show. And to the listeners, as always, thank you for tuning in. Hope you got a lot of value out of this. If you did, don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a review on the Apple iTunes Store. And if you're watching this on our YouTube channel, Mission Matters Money, definitely give us a subscribe there, but also leave us some comments on the video. Love to know what kind of projects and things that you're working on. And Jason, thanks again for coming on the show.
Hey, thank you so much. I greatly appreciate this.